Okay, everybody's going. Hello. Welcome back to my kitchen. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Gonna make some food here for you. Something a little bit different. Last night I went over to my daughter's house and we had a Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat. We had Cornish game hens and stuffing. It was really good. Her boyfriend made a really nice bowl of basically it's I guess you'd call it a soup, fish soup stew. It had every kind of fish you can imagine, shellfish in it you can imagine. It was absolutely fantastic, and I brought home some too. Tonight we're gonna make chicken legs with chocolate mole sauce, fried potatoes with artichoke hearts, and some simple vegetable of some sort just to go along with it, because you got to have vegetable with every meal. Anyway, so we got to get started. We got to make the mole sauce. I'm not real good at this. I've made it before, but I don't make it a lot. But I love the flavor of it. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. It's Mexican mostly, but it just goes so well on chicken. It's absolutely amazing. I don't do it too often. A lot of people are kind of afraid of it, and you really shouldn't be afraid of it. It works pretty well. It's easy to make. It's not really hard to do. We're going to start off with a couple tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in a pan. Hello. It's not coming out real well. Heat up the olive oil here. A couple tablespoons of olive oil. Get that heated up a little bit. And chop up an onion. I'm a little bit on the ill side today. That's, like I said before, I haven't felt good for a while. And this isn't helping. Come here, onion. Okay. We're going to dice up an onion the easy way. I think you've cut it in half. Take off the outsides. Take off the outside layer. You don't want... People tend to be a little bit too frugal about their onions. And if you keep that outside layer, it gets a little bit tough. And you really don't want tough. But we're just going to chop this up. And pretty good dice to it. Make it nice and even. Watching the thumb at all times, of course. Slide it right over there in the little bucket. You know, that's not the right knife for this. This is the right knife for this. That's better. This knife's it's curved. This one's more or less flat. So when you cut down on it, it actually goes all the way through, and you don't have to rock the knife for one little extra movement. There we go. Put all that over there. There we go. So we got the onions. We're going to cook the onions down for a while. Oil's getting nice and hot. And we'll throw the onions in there. Perfect. Now, this time, I actually do want to sweat these onions. This whole thing is going to take a little while. So I'm going to turn these down. They're sizzling at this point, but I want them to just sort of sweat, not be quite so vigorous about it. So you guys just sit there, cool down. I'm going to use prepared chicken broth for this. Yeah, it's easier. Okay. Like I said, I've got it written down over here in case you're wondering why I keep looking down this way. I don't Can't keep everything in my little brain. So anyway, we add the onions. Let's see, I need some garlic. For this I'm going to use chopped minced garlic out of my refrigerator here. It's much, much easier. And let's see, how much do I want? Well, I guess I want about 2 teaspoons of it, I think. Is that what I wrote down? Yeah. One healthy teaspoon. No. I'm reading the wrong thing. 4, 5, 6. 6 teaspoons. That's 2 tablespoons of garlic. Got to read the right line if you're going to do this stuff, especially if you're going to do it on camera. There we go. Okay, so heat's down. It's not sizzling anymore, which is exactly where I want it. I need my cumin, I think. Yeah, oregano, chopped onion, garlic, and cumin. Yeah, so I need oregano. And where did my oregano go? I know it's up here someplace. Cilantro, oregano. Ooh, getting kind of low on my oregano here. Doesn't take a lot of this. It takes like, yeah, it's about a teaspoon of it. Yes, about a teaspoon. And you want dried in this. You don't want fresh. And you want cinnamon. I'm going to use a fresh cinnamon stick here and grind it down. You want about a teaspoon of this too. Oh, goodness. Did I leave that in here? Yeah, I did. Okay. So it happens. All right, so. Love that smell. A little bit of half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir it back up again. See, now that's called a sweat. It's not boiling up at all. It's not sizzling. It's just sweating out for a while. That'll take about 5 or 6 minutes. And I need some cumin. That's right, cumin. Where'd you go, cumin? Cumin, here it is. And I want about a teaspoon of cumin. There we go, teaspoon of cumin. That's good. Stir it back up again. There we go. Oh my goodness. It smells good already. Amazingly so. All right. Take this stuff over here. Now we're going to let that sweat down for a little while. And meanwhile, we're going to prep our potatoes. We're just going to do pan-fried potatoes and artichoke hearts. They're just a really good combination. And since it is Friday, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm not going to make too terribly much of this. The mole sauce is going to take a good 35 minutes after I get done cooking down the onions and stuff. You want it to really get down into a nice and well worked in. Get my potato here, nice and clean. Cut out some of the bad spots. Most potatoes have a few bad spots on them. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Wrong knife again, David. Sheesh. See these little dimples in this knife? Those keep things from sticking. Do a wonderful job too, I'll tell you. Alright, we're just going to cut this up into reasonably bite-sized pieces. Not being very... Don't have to be too careful with it, but got to be good enough to all more or less cook evenly. Yeah, that's good. All right, Going to put those in a pan with some salt water, just to keep them. And I want to get a little bit of salt flavor on them. All right. Cold water and some salt. Salt, salt, salt. Here we go. A lot of salt. Keeps them from turning brown on you too, but it also gives them some flavor, and you don't have a whole lot of chance to give potatoes too much flavor. Mix them up good here. There you go. Now, if you're doing this for more than one person, of course you do more potatoes, but I'm just doing it for me. All right. Let's see, what's next here? We got to prep the chicken too. We're using chicken legs. These are just cheap chicken legs. Nothing to them. These guys were $5.69, and there's a lot of chicken legs in here. We'll pull out about, I don't know, about a dozen of them, maybe a half a dozen of them. These are big. These are, wow, these are good sized hunkers. Okay, that'll be good. Half a dozen of them. Put the rest of them in a plastic bag. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm tired. I'm doing all right, I guess. I felt a lot worse yesterday. Yesterday was kind of rough, but had a good time. Had a lot of fun over there. I had a little problem with the with her stove. I think I mentioned the last time her stove is pretty much older than I am, and it decided after she got done making her little hors d'oeuvres, she made one of those. These things are still frozen, almost completely frozen, so I'm going to put them back in there. She made tuna. It was all wrapped up in puff pastry, and it was very good. But after she got done making that, the oven decided that it had done its thing and it wasn't going to do anymore. Just after I put in all my pretty little game hens. Oh well. She says, well, turn it off and turn it back on again. It'll be fine. She was actually right. It did. It came back and it worked for a little while. Not for a terrible length of time, but it worked long enough to cook the Cornish game hens, which was good because there was company coming over. The boyfriend's parents came over, and one of their friends from Jamaica. That was scary, to tell you the least. I was really worried about it. I actually ended up burning the sausage stuffing a little bit. Okay, now for these guys here, I am just going to put these on a pan and cook them in the oven. It looks like a lot for one person, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe it is a lot. I don't know. I can eat a lot of chicken legs. I like chicken legs. Well, we're going to salt and pepper them. You don't want too much flavor in these guys. You don't really need it because, you're going to put a chocolate mole sauce on the top. I mean, what the heck, These are going to go in the oven for about 35, 45 minutes around there. Put him in my favorite little oven here. And put him on, that's about right, 375. And we'll bring him up to, we'll take him up to 50 minutes. That'll work. Okay. There. All right. Now, how are you doing over here? Oh, you're doing good. Okay, good. All right. Oh, that's, oh, yes. Okay, now it's all kind of cooked down pretty good. Now we put in the chicken broth. There we go. About 2 cups of chicken broth, or a can. of chicken broth and stir it up. Cover it up. Wrong lid. There. Put a lid on it. All right, there we go. And let that bubble boil and trouble for a while. All right, and we need some flour, all-purpose flour, and some chili spice. Here we go, chili powder. We need to mix that up in the pan in a little ball here. I don't forget how much we need. About 3 tablespoons. Okay, about 3 tablespoons of chili powder. What the heck happened to my tablespoon? All right, well, let's see. This is 4 tablespoons. Okay, so we want about 3 tablespoons of, that's like 4. There we go. And a teaspoon, is it? Or how much is it? 2.5 tablespoons. Wow. All right. I don't really like it that strong, so I'm going to put in. Last time I did this, it was a little bit on the hot side, or chili side. Yeah. Dead soldier. Oh, wait. Okay. Mix this up. Anyway, so I'm not going to make it quite as chili-y as it was before. Just mix this all up here. Get it good. Now, you want to bring this with a little bit of oil. Just regular oil, I don't want any more flavor. Because it's got flour in it. With a little bit of oil. Mix it up. This is called rescuing. I did this all wrong. Alright, so we got to heat that up. Like I said, you get to see when I make mistakes, too. And that was definitely a mistake. I got flour and oil. I was supposed to throw that in there and mix it up while it was going, but this is how you rescue something. Since I've got the oil in there, I'm just going to heat that up a bit, bring this up to a boil, and that way I'll be able to incorporate the flour and the oil together and make sort of an uncooked roux, which I was going to make a honest roux there, but I goofed. I forgot. Okay, let's see. How are we doing? About 39 minutes. All right, so we got the potatoes. And I don't know. What am I going to have for a vegetable? Black-eyed peas, frozen. That's what I'll have for a vegetable. That'll be fine. That'll go with this. No, start. Let it get good and hot. Unfortunately, sometimes things don't go the way you want to. I've been soaking this poblano chili all day, so I can work with it. And that's going to go in here. Okay, that's good and hot. Yeah, that's good and hot. Okay, what happened to it? Oh, here it is. Oh boy, okay. Well, I'll put that in there like that. Yeah, see? It's mixing. Yay. I didn't ruin it after all. However, I can't get it out of the bowl. This is one of those things that you can't judge a book by its cover until you actually put in the final ingredient, which is chocolate. Alright, so we're going to let that come up to a good boil here. No lumps. That's good. Okay, and it's getting nicely thickened. It's come up to a pretty good consistency here, if you look. See? That's not bad. And we want that to simmer covered on low for about 35 minutes. I'm going to put this thing on 30. That's going over there for a while. That's going to take some time. Now, I'm going to take this poblano chili. That's got to go in there too. But if it's going to be 35 minutes, it doesn't really make much difference. Cut the stem off of it, open it up, take out the seeds, because you don't really want the seeds in there. They're the hot part anyway. We want the flavor. It'll give it a little bit of a bite. First recipe I did with this, it did not have poblanos in it, and it was definitely missing something. Okay, we're going to chop this poblano up. It's still a bit on the tough side, even though it's been soaking all day. It takes a good long while to get these things down to the point where you can work with them. Of course, when I put it in that boiling mixture there, which is going to boil for a good 30 minutes, it'll pretty much go away, and all we'll have is the flavor left of it, which is what we're looking for. But it's got to be pretty well diced up here to get to that point even. Looks like it's staying your board for life, doesn't it? Doesn't really. It's pretty good. All right, there we go. Put this in here. All right. Stir it up. Oh my. Oh goodness gracious, that smells so good. Oh, okay. Fortunately, whatever cold I've got or whatever this thing is doesn't keep me from smelling the things that I'm cooking. That's just miserable when that happens. You know, you want to cook something, and especially if you're cooking for somebody and you have absolutely no idea what it's going to taste like because you can't smell it. Unfortunately, when you invite somebody over for dinner, you can't just call them up and say, well, not tonight. You know, on short notice, no, we're not. It doesn't work that way. You pretty much have to go through with it unless you're really sick and they don't want to get ill. Then you can cancel it, I suppose. But just semi-sick is not enough of an excuse to say no. All right, so how we doing? We've got that guy's cooking. This is one of those dinners, and that you get to have a lot of time in between where you're not doing anything. Trust me, that was planned, because I just have the need to not be standing up too much. Make sure that the handle's all dried off here. Put on this thing. These are cool. You can buy this little thing that holds up the knives here. I went looking at the store, and they wanted like $40 for a knife holder, and I said, "Wow, that's a magnetic knife holder." I said, "Wow, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, $40 for a couple magnets and a hunk of wood. You know, wow, that's a bit much." So I went over to the hardware store, well, to Lowe's, or any of them probably got it, and I went over there and I said, "There's got to be something that's a little bit more economically feasible than that." Sure enough, there in the hardware department with the tools and things was a magnetic strip holder like this, 18 inches long, exactly what I wanted. It's made to hold up tools, well, light tools like drill bits and things like that. $10, $9.95. Oh, sold. Brought it home, screwed it on the counter here, got rid of those big old giant blocks that collect bacteria, and it works just great. It doesn't. It's fine. Works good and stays out of my way, and the knives are right there at hand. I like it. It works very good. So there you go. Money saving tip. $10 at a hardware store. $40 at a gourmet store or a cooking supply store. $40 for a couple of pieces, for one piece of wood with two little magnets in it. That seemed like a bit much. Yeah, I used I used the pestle part out of my mortar and pestle to hold the chili down in the water all day. I thought that was pretty clever. It's nice and heavy. Did a good job. Did very good job. Want to make sure that this is not boiling too much here. You just want it to bubble and trouble. You don't want it to boil. It's definitely bubbling and troubling, and that's just about perfect. Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't wash the dishes today either. So, you're seeing me at my best. Yep, definitely at my best. Let's try this. Oh, yeah, that's just about right. About perfect. Got just a little bit of bite to it. Be a lot better once once it cooks down for a while. Okay, there we go. Well, chicken is in the stove or in the oven cooking. The poblanos, or the base for the chocolate mole, is working. The potatoes are all cut up, and we're back to waiting again. So I'll be back in a little bit after I sit down and relax. It just went off. Here we go. It's been about 35 minutes, and the mole it's bubbling. Ooh, oh my goodness, does that smell good? Okay, I'll tell you what. Got to tell you, I wouldn't have done this tonight if I wasn't cooking for you all. Probably would have wasted money and bought a pizza or something. But as it is, I'm glad I did this, because this is going to be a lot better. All right, I just opened up a can of artichoke hearts. Now, these are not marinated. These are just in water. There's just water. They're so good too. Just by themselves are great. I love them, but I ate one of them, so I've got to put another one down here. I want like 4 or 5 of them. These are small, so I'm going to get 5. Now, I want to chop these up. Not too terribly small. One thing about artichoke heart, though, you want to make sure when you're cutting them, you test them. Make sure that the outside little leaves are not hard, because I don't care how long you cook them and what you do to them, they are not going to get any tender at all, ever. All right, so those are ready. Let's get our pan hot over here for the potatoes. Chicken looks like it's got about 13, 15 minutes left. That ought to be just about exactly the right amount of time. So let's get this hot. A little bit of regular old canola oil in here, not much. And do I have any butter? No. Wow, I don't have any butter. Okay, oh well, yeah, well, I got fake butter. That'll work. So, I can't believe it's not butter. Butter stuff is actually pretty good for cooking. It doesn't separate like regular butter does. But you can't get it real hot. But I do want the butter flavor. I didn't even go to the store today. I sort of sat around and watched the Food Network all day long. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of garlic. Like I said, this is really one of the easier dinners you're ever going to see me make. But I told you, if I cooked, it was going to be on camera. Because if I don't, I won't. And I want to. All right, so let's see. Let's get out the strainer here. Yeah, where did you go? Here you are. One thing about corner cupboards, they're really deep. You can lose things in there in a big hurry. Okay, drain off my little potatoes. Get them all drained off good. You don't want to throw any real hot water, any cold water into your thank you, into your hot oil, because if you do, you're going to be wearing hot oil. All right, so let's Get the butter. Again, putting the oil in with the butter, even if it is fake butter, margarine. It's not even margarine anymore, but raises the temperature of the burning temperature of it, so that you don't burn your oil all up or your butter all up. I need a towel. Here's one. Okay, let's put that over here. All right, so we get this. Okay, get this all heated up. This is best in a cast iron pan because you want it to stay hot enough when you put the cold stuff in, and that's perfect right there. It's okay. Put in the potatoes. They don't have to be real hot because these are gonna cook down for a few minutes. Rinse that off because we're going to use that here in a minute. Set you down right there. Okay, now you don't have to cook get out of there. Yeah, wrong tool. Absolutely the wrong tool. Do I have the right tool? Yeah, that's close enough. Okay. One thing about you'll notice I don't have hardly any non-stick pans. I don't like non-stick pans. First of all, I don't really trust the non-stick stuff they put on them not to come off of them. It just, I don't know. It ain't natural. And besides, most of my pans, you'll notice actually all of my pans can go into the oven, and that's a very good thing. There are things that when you're cooking them, you need to cook them on top of the stove and then throw them right into a hot oven. And as a result, none of my pans have handles that can't go in the oven. Oh, there we go. Ooh, a little bit of garlic in there. I'm going to throw some salt on top of that. Why? Because you need to. All right, there we go. Now this is going to cook pretty, big chunk there. This is going to not cook for a while, and then all of a sudden it'll be cooked. Meanwhile, we got to drain our mole sauce. All right. You don't want all those chunks in there. Mole sauce is supposed to be like real smooth, clean. At least mine is. All right, this is the way I make it. All right, buddy, move. Thank you. My dog down there. He's always keenly aware of the fact that I might drop something, and everything that lands on the floor, of course, is automatically his. All right, let's put that in there. Drain this out good. Gotten all the flavor out of that we can. You get quite a bit of mole sauce out of this. There we go. That's good. Empty out my pan. Wash it out a little bit. Put you off to the side. All right, there we go. It's first time I ever had this. I was on vacation in what is it? Down the Ozarks. That town down there. Branson, Missouri. And there was this Mexican restaurant. And we went to this place. And I was thinking, oh, just plain old Mexican restaurant. But they had some of the best Mexican, oh, wow, unbelievably good stuff. If you've ever been there, it's right down on the waterfront. It is just unbelievably good food, and not very expensive. That's the really cool thing about Branson is it's not horribly expensive place to go. I'm going to put these back in the fridge. I'm going to finish those tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. How are my potatoes doing? They're starting to smell like they're cooking. Yep, they're cooking. There they go. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Like I said, these go from not cooked to cooked real quick. Turn that down. All right, now, this is what makes the mole right here, is the chocolate. And we're going to actually measure this. Here's my 1 teaspoon measure. For this much, I figure probably, we're going to start off with 2 teaspoons of just Hershey's cocoa, or any kind of cocoa, not sweetened. Some people put sweetened in it, and I just, that's just wrong. Bring this back up to a boil here. Okay, there it goes. And we're going to want to taste it, because you just never know what it's going to taste like until you actually try this stuff. This is one of those things that you never know if you're right until you get it done. No, more chocolate. See, that's what I mean. So that's three teaspoons of chocolate. That should be just fine. And well, you just don't have a clue. So we'll whip this up really good. We're probably going to need some sugar in here, just a little bit, but not as much as is in a. Yeah, that's got it. All right, now we're going to need a little bit of sugar. You know what? I got sugar out here. I'm going to use this sugar. And we're going to put in about, that's a half a teaspoon, another half a teaspoon. Like I said, you don't want it sweet. That's not the point of it. You just want to take some of the bitterness out of that chocolate, and or that cocoa, chocolate, totally different thing. Okay, give it another try. There it goes. Okay, turn it down low, low. That's good. All right. Chicken is doing its thing. Potatoes are. Oh, they're doing their thing too. Okay. Now the potatoes are all fried up good. Those are like really fried up good. Off the heat for a minute. And we're going to throw in the artichoke hearts. And just sort of let them finish. I got a couple of crispy critters in here, but that's okay. Potatoes don't actually burn as much as you think when they get crispy on the outside. And I actually like them that way a little bit more. So, wash this off. Get it out of my way here. A little soap on it. I had one of these one day and I accidentally threw it in the dishwasher. Don't ever do that. You won't have a strainer anymore. There we go. That's all dried off. We can put this away now. That's better. Okay. These things are still hissing and bubbling and boiling over here. You hear them? And it's completely off the heat. And they're perfectly done. All right, we can put this away. Up there. This is done. See how the chicken is doing. I don't know. That's why we have things called thermometers. On. Oops. Don't let it get next to the bone. This little oven doesn't like staying closed very much when the thermometer probe is in there. Okay, all right, that's doing good. We're going to turn that down a little bit, top off so that it quits. Okay, they are definitely definitely cooked. So we're going to turn that off. Okay. Now, there's nothing pretty about the chicken legs. I didn't do anything to them, really. But then I didn't need to. All right. Because they're going to be covered over with sauce. Cheers. All right. Here we go. This is a tough one right here. We got water. A little bit of water. And some black-eyed peas. Put that over there. And a little bit of honey. Just a tiny bit of honey. Just because it tastes good. There we go. All right. And stir that up. Put it on high. Cover it up. Let them boil. Yeah, that's called cooking them. All right, let's see how we did on the potatoes. Just a little charred around the edges. I love that. I just love it. Okay. Chicken's going. It's good. Black-eyed peas are going. That's good. Let's get a plate. There we go. So we're real close to done here. Pretty simple dinner. Most of it sitting down. But I was hungry, and I didn't want to cook anything big and fancy. Got to watch after you put your chocolate or your cocoa in here, you got to watch it, because just like chocolate milk or cocoa, it'll get itself a nice little scum on top of it. Turn that off. Doesn't have to be on at all. Chicken is. I'm just going to let that boil for a little bit. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. All right. All we're doing is waiting for these guys to come to a boil, and we'll pretty much be done. Yuck! What a mess. Get some of this down in here. That was just the stuff from the mole. It was all pretty much ground up anyhow. There we go. Clean up the knives. Get things sort of picked up the shade here before I sit down and eat. Well, this is, like I said, show you the good stuff, show you the bad stuff, show you the easy stuff, whatever. And this is pretty much the easy stuff right here. All right. You know, there's something to be said for that watched pot deal. It actually doesn't boil, but I suppose I can start plating here. All right, well, I got my taters. Ow. That's quite warm. Potatoes and there we go. Suppose I ought to. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Put that back over there. These guys are boiling good. Boiling good. Everything is good there. This is still nice and warm. Got the potatoes on the plate. No, it's kind of hard to see considering they're dark on a black plate. Let's get the chicken out. That is most definitely cooked. 375 for about 35 minutes. You have cooked chicken legs. All right, let's take stuck cooked chicken legs. There we go. Put one there. Put one there. Perfect. And it says it's done too. Okay, good. Now let's take our mole sauce. Just pour it over the top of the chicken. just like that there. And these guys are done. Oh, strain a spoon here. Remember, these got a little bit of honey in them. Just a little bit. They're good by themselves anyway. I just love black-eyed peas. I know some people actually go through the problem of taking the black eyes off them. I can't figure that one out. Okay. There, that's off, that's off, that's off. Everybody's off. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take it over for, I don't like to boil or spoil vegetables with a whole lot of seasonings to them. Let's see, here's potatoes. Oh, that was kind of hard to tell the difference between the potatoes and the artichoke hearts. Oh, that's such a nice combination. Got that little spicy flavor of the artichoke hearts, almost a vinegary sort of flavor that they've got to them. And then the potatoes are got that little char on the outside. Wonderful. Now let's try the chicken. Let's see here. Chicken and mole sauce. Very, very standard Mexican type food. That is very, very good. Excellent. It's not overwhelming. You still can tell it's chicken, especially since it's legs and it's dark meat. But it's just so something different to do with chicken, and it's got just enough sweetness in it so that you know that it's chocolate. And the potatoes are nice and crunchy. And the black-eyed peas. The black-eyed peas are one of those things that doesn't need much of anything. They're just all by themselves, just good. They got the little black-eyed part, has that earthy flavor to it, and the outside of it's kind of like a navy bean. Really, really good. Okay, well, there we go, another dinner. Thanks for coming. And next time I hope I'm not quite as down as I am today, sick-wise, but don't forget, you got to eat every day. And if you're going to eat, you may as well eat something good, because just snarfing down something you got delivered or ordered from the stores just doesn't work very well. Thanks for coming. I'm going to see you later.